Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Alright guys, the Boruto anime is finally switching it up and they're finally going into a brand new arc, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys are actually going to really like this arc, and same with me. Now if you guys aren't necessarily completely familiar with this brand new arc that we're probably going to get, it's essentially going to be about Sasuke and Boruto and some of their journeys. Now we don't necessarily know exactly specifically what they are going to do. We do have one episode of spoilers and I'll definitely read that out to you guys a little bit later on in this video, but as of right now, as I said, we barely have any information, but we do understand it's going to be an anime original arc about Boruto and Sasuke. And at this particular time, one of the things that we have to be looking forward to has to be some sort of hints towards a potential cold arc that could possibly be in the future. Now I've said this multiple times, especially in my podcast, I personally don't necessarily expect us to actually get to see any actual manga adaptation into the Boruto anime in the next arc, but of course it is definitely going to be very beneficial to look out for some things that could potentially link to the actual manga. We do understand at this particular time, right before the actual manga was adapted to the anime back in around 2020, they didn't necessarily go straightly to plain anime original to actual plain manga adaptation. They had a couple transitionary arcs which kind of hinted towards the Boruto manga. So in this particular arc, I'm not necessarily saying it's going to be there for sure, but I definitely do want to look out for it. But regardless, I definitely do want to get into some of the spoilers about this particular arc, and after that I'm going to get into exactly what the writer said about this particular arc into the actual episode. By the way, if you guys aren't necessarily too completely familiar with specifically where I'm getting this from, this is coming from Organic Dinosaur. Shout out to her. She translates spoilers damn near every single month. I didn't necessarily read this month's spoilers because I'm not necessarily sure if a lot of you guys are actually interested in the last arc, but regardless, I'm going to read this one specifically, Boruto episode 274. The title is going to be The Flightless Hawk. Now into the actual paragraph, it says Boruto goes together with Uchiha Sasuke to try and procure a messenger hawk, and so Boruto pays a visit to where the hawk trainer resides. There they hear a story about someone who is making money off of selling unusually rare animals. They then decide to investigate the person in question. Meanwhile, Boruto meets a young boy who loves animals, Sadzura. Boruto and Sadzura get along well with one another. Sadzura's mother has established rules where he cannot even go to school. He is resigned to not doing the things that he truly wants to do. Sadzura has only one friend, a hawk, that is injured and can no longer fly at all. He has been carefully taking care of the bird in order to be able to soar in the skies once again. Alright, so this right here just sounds like an intro to an arc. All we really know from this particular chapter right here is that they're actually going to need a messenger pigeon, which basically means that they're going to be relaying information to long distances, maybe to another village. Now, as I said earlier, one of the Boruto script writers for this particular arc did actually come out and talk about this arc a tiny bit, didn't necessarily give a lot of information, just kind of confirmed that this right here is actually going to be an arc. Now Masaya Honda actually says Boruto is starting a new short arc in November and I am in charge of writing the script. It's an original anime episode, but I think I've written an interesting arc, so for those fans who can't wait and see the original, please stay tuned. Alright, so as I said earlier, essentially confirming that it's an arc, and not only that, saying it's going to be a short arc. By the way, I just wanted to point this out, and this right here could definitely be talked about in like a bigger tone. Maybe they're setting up for something bigger for Sasuke's character, maybe a power-up or something like that. But regardless, essentially what I'm talking about is that the Boruto anime, they're going to be essentially having an arc about Sasuke. There's a whole entire manga series that was just released. By the way, I'm probably going to be talking about that probably tomorrow or the day after, where the Sasuke Retsude novel, that right there is being adapted into a Boruto manga. And not only that, that's not even the regular Sasuke, that's the Sasuke with the Rinnegan. So it's just very interesting to see Sasuke being involved in a lot of the stuff that Boruto has to offer as of right now. Hopefully we get like a full dedicated arc to Sasuke in the manga. Doubt that happens, but again, I mean, this right here is a conversation for another day. Maybe, as I said, they're hyping it up for a big thing to happen to Sasuke's character. Maybe it's a power up, maybe Sasuke dies off or something like that. Maybe Sasuke's character specifically goes on a hiatus. Maybe he himself actually does go out and search for something in regards to the Otsutsuki clans and we never get to see him again, so they're giving us a lot of screen time so we can see him right now and be satisfied. There's a bunch of possibilities, but one of the things that I'm definitely looking forward to is of course a fight with Boruto and Sasuke. I think that right there would definitely be like on the wish list, essentially Sasuke and Boruto joining forces. That right there on the surface doesn't necessarily seem like it's going to be likely, because as of right now, base Boruto and Sasuke, they're on a completely different level. And I don't necessarily think that Boruto is going to be able to use the Karma Seal as of right now, mainly because he is popping those Byakugan Percocets. But I would be remiss if I didn't necessarily point out there is a slight possibility that they do just say, you know, screw it, we're gonna have Boruto activate his Karma Seal for just one battle. That right there would just be the dream scenario. Not only that, of course, Boruto and Sasuke potentially training together. We do understand that this right here is going to be a short arc, so this is also very unlikely, but I would definitely love to see something like this. All in all though, I think they're going to go on a very interesting mission. They're definitely going to be fighting other characters in my personal opinion. Not only that, I think that Boruto is probably going to end up learning a lesson from Sasuke, because this right here is one of the rare times that Boruto and Sasuke are actually going to be going out on a mission, and this right here is a golden opportunity for the Boruto writers to actually capitalize on the fact that, hey, Sasuke is Boruto's master. Sasuke is supposed to be teaching Boruto different things, and I think this right here, as I said, is a golden opportunity to essentially showcase that on the main stage. But let me know what you guys think about this arc in the comment section down below. I personally love it. I think this right here is definitely a big change from the last arc. I think the Boruto writers kind of heard a lot of the criticism that they did have from the last arc. Again, I didn't necessarily personally like absolutely hate it, but I understand a lot of people who didn't necessarily want to watch it and weren't necessarily completely entertained by that. Sasuke brings in a big name. A lot of people are going to immediately be interested by this, and not only that, Boruto also being involved in this arc brings another big name. So of course, this right here is definitely going to do a lot better than the last arc, but I definitely do hope the entertainment value is a lot higher than a lot of the other arcs out there, just because of the sheer fact that it is Sasuke and Boruto. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. It's me, your boy Baara, and we out. Before I end the video, I did want to include a short clip from my podcast. By the way, if you guys don't necessarily know, we kind of stream the podcast live every single Saturday, so if you guys want to check it out, we're live every single Saturday around 5:30 or about 6:30, depending. Sometimes we're late, you never know, but here we go.
But yeah, we got another super chat from Sith Lord Entertainment. Thank you for the donation. He says, this has to stop. Naruto and Sasuke should never not be top 5. Kurama's death to me was unnecessary, as well as removing Sasuke's Rinnegan.
I don't necessarily think it's too much of a big deal, but I definitely see where people are coming from. I've always said, especially now, where Boruto and Kawaki, they're kind of like story-wise surpass Naruto and Sasuke. I think if that right there is your problem, I think a lot of people have a legit concern. But again, it is the story of Boruto. But again, so them surpassing Naruto and Sasuke so soon, I completely get it. But to have the top 4 be a mixture of Naruto and Sasuke plus Boruto and Kawaki, I think that right there would definitely be a mistake. I think 2 of them all 4 of them cannot be in the top 5, and I believe only 2 of them, for it to be like super balanced, should be in the top 5. So as of right now, I don't necessarily have a huge problem with it. As of right now, I think what Damon, Code, and is Ida in the top 5? I don't even know. We still don't even know she go fight.
She has to be. They're telling people in the league, hey, you guys have no choice. You have to do what she says. Like, it's either her way or no way. So she has to be top 5, bro.
Yeah, in the latest chapter, it literally says that Ada has the capability to take over the whole planet of her own whim.
Yeah, she's shit, right?
I mean, but again, is that like battle, or is that just her abilities?
She was also like surprised. I don't know, because like we really haven't seen her fighting abilities, right? We only just see like what her hacks do. But if just the hacks alone is the ability to like take over the whole planet, her combat abilities would have to be at least somewhere around there.
It's a knife.